Hey, good morning, family and friends. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 12 of Welcome to Salt Creek. My name is Ray Fuentes, host of the show. For episode number 12, I'll be sharing a powerful conversation that I had with the man, the myth, the legend, the Bearablebull, and his trusted sidekick, Jordan Harry. The Bearablebull, he's an absolute powerhouse. He's an entrepreneur juggling many successful endeavors. He's a crypto enthusiast just like me, and he also runs his very own successful YouTube channel, which I tune into avidly. I'll be sure to drop a link to his channel in the description of this video below. But not only has the bull influenced millions of people globally through his channel, he's also developed his very own university, which is basically a repository of information related to the emerging digital asset class, and various tools to add to your entrepreneurial playbook. So the Bulls University, it pulls data, resources, and rich content in real time, streamlining your hustle. I'll be sure to drop a link to his university in the description of this video as well. And I can't forget to mention that being in the presence of the Jordan Harry was also impactful. Fun fact about Jordan, he was on TED Talks a few years back where he shared his philosophy and approach towards reading a book a day, which his videos have influenced millions of people globally. I'll be sure to drop a link to his TED Talk in the description of this video as well. Me and the Bulls conversation was one for the record books. We talked about XRP, of course, the psychologist Carl Jung, vaccination mandates, liquidating my 401k, and a few other things he hasn't shared with anyone else. I'll give you a clue. It's got aggressively average all over it, and it'll match well with my fancy pin and hat. So without giving away any more clues, let's roll that famous intro and that spicy content from the Zoom call. And please be sure to give this video a like, comment, and don't you dare skip that subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in. See ya. Hello, hola, and bonjour. I'd like to introduce you to my lovely wife, Leah, our baby girl, Eden Ray, and yours truly, Ray Fuentes, host of the show, where I'll be sharing our journey as a family, conversations with entrepreneurs, tips for healthy living, and tools, products, services to help you navigate through this digital age. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to Salt Creek.
Excellent. You see, Raymond, I'm very excited for you because you've been very enthusiastic for quite a while, my friend.
Oh, absolutely.
I know we're gonna get spicy. We're gonna get spicy in the Zoom call, bro.
I hope so. I expect nothing less.
Oh man, it's good. We're gonna go to town, bro. We're gonna go to town. It's gonna be great.
Good stuff. How are you guys doing today, Jordan? What's going on, sir? You still reading a million books a day?
Amen.
Good stuff.
You and Paul are going to get on very well, Raymond. You and Paul are going to get on very, very well.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Dude, I don't even think you need help with crypto or anything. Let's just talk shit about Jordan.
You know what's annoying, Raymond? You asked how I was, and then you slipped in that.
You're like, build you up to break you down. That's what my wife does to me every day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Good stuff. So I appreciate you guys setting some time for me. Honestly, like you mentioned, Bull, I'm just here to take advantage of just getting to know you better on a more unique level compared to just everybody that tunes into your content, which I'm thankful to be able to, because due to you, DAI, Bradley Kimes, and a few others for a couple years now has led me down some paths which obviously that's led me to here, or at my current employment, which is a New Front for insurance, and now in full circle, like how you met Jordan in real life. Same thing has happened with me and DAI and Bradley. I'm working on their insurance now, which is pretty cool too. So
nice.
Yeah, good stuff like that, where it's not just tuning into the content, but also acting upon it, bringing it to life, and similar to like when I was just getting out of college, I also pursued an acting career, and was in a couple commercials. It was fun, and then but I was living down in Newport, so I had to drive from Newport Beach to LA, which is about a two-hour drive each way, especially during traffic hours, which I'm sure you're aware of because you were just out here. But
are you in LA right now?
No, I'm in South Orange County. Yeah, so I'm about a little bit further. Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes south from Newport, which is so now I'm about with no traffic though. Let's just say if you need to get to LAX, you can do it in about 45 minutes if you're leaving at like 5 a.m. But otherwise, it can take depending on the time of day, 2 hours. But regardless though, so doing that drive, I was just thinking, man, is this really going to help me get to the next level? I see a lot of people dedicating their time to their craft, but is this going to allow me to do all my aspirations in life? And so I took a step back and said, you know what? In real time on the drive down, I'm like, I'm going to start a business. And so instead of pursuing acting, and so I did. And this is, that's why I was in the entrepreneurship program at Cal State Fullerton, which now I'm mentoring at Cal State Fullerton now. But
good shit.
Yeah, good stuff. But regardless, where I'm getting at is all of that, those decisions. I started a backpack. The company was a backpack company. We had backpacks made in China, and so this was my first experience with cross-border payments or international payments. From wiring money from Citibank to the bank of the third-party manufacturer in China. And that payment failed. The process, took, over a week. I had to wire out more money that the manufacturer, requested. Once they had my money, they strong-armed me basically, or because the monetary system, the policy allowed them to do so, or it was favorable, so they could. And so, me, I'm a college kid. That's my allowance money and savings, and so I just said. I had to wire out more. It hurt, but that was just something that I always carried with me. And so I successfully sold a whole bunch of those backpacks. I sold out. We got them in. I got them into Tilly's and many distribution points from San Diego to Northern Cal. And but then once we sold out, I'm like, is this something that's gonna is this gonna be the next Tom Shoes? I don't think so. So mentors along the way saw that I could, if I could sell backpacks, then maybe I could sell insurance. And so here I got into insurance.
You've been hustling, bro. You've been hustling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then for the past 10 years, that's why I developed my book of business. Our agency, everything's been super timely, which is like almost like thank somebody's looking out, or obviously just been a lot of good things. When you work hard and do good things. But and so then our agency sold to Assured Partners, a bigger agency at that time. And so I took all that money, paid off my debt, put it into a mutual fund. This is actually right before March when the stock market crashed and Bitcoin went down to $3,000 and everybody was just throwing amok. And so my investment in that mutual fund went from like $15,000 to which was small because this is my first time really playing with some extra side money. And so, but then I saw that investment reduced by 40%, and I was like, how could that happen in 3 months? And so then I'm like, well, if this type of swing can happen in this traditional market or ecosystem, then and you're seeing it happen in the crypto, but you're seeing people my neighbor here at the time, he just moved. My parents owned the condo right next door to mine here, and I used it as a rental. And that guy, their first tenant was a Bitcoin. He had a nice chunk, 3,500 Bitcoin, and then a whole bunch, like 1 million XRP. He drove a beautiful Rolls Royce.
Really 3,500 Bitcoin? What a maxi!
Yeah. Well, he just got in back in 2016. One of his buddies was affiliated with somebody within the network, and he was just a server, and put $5,000 in, and now he's worth probably 100 million now. And so, but anyways. And he was very off the radar, using VPNs to access specific exchanges.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, not wanting. But me, on the other hand, I'm like going through every system that's just being recorded, probably, or is. But anyways, without the VPN until now. But anyways, regardless, so just talking to him and having deep discussions was, why am I investing in this vehicle, a 401k vehicle, when, which is supposedly getting 8%, when you can potentially put it into an asset that's, increases by, hundreds or thousands of percents if you do your homework. And so I made the decision with that COVID CARE Act that was going on in 2020, where you can reduce up to, I think, $100,000. Just did that, dropped it all into XRP after, doing a considerable amount of trading and realizing, after using an EliPal or doing different cold storages, seeing how fast Bitcoin moved across the network when you initiated a transaction versus others, the executive team, blah, 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 just going on. And that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it in XRP. So let's take this risk. And then it's just been snowballing into, meeting incredible people, using the XRP to purchase, equities on Link2, and going and doing other things as well. So really, it's tuning into you on the chain yesterday was pretty neat, with Chip and Jeff, plus with Natalia. I mean, so there's a lot going on, which you're aware of, and you got to do your own homework and figure out this stuff, what's going on. And so it's like, but for me, my questions to you is, what could you teach me that you think that I might not know or have researched as of yet?
Dude, you kind of just want to shoot the shit and let's get into the nitty gritty, don't you?
Pretty much, man. Like, what do you think's going on? I mean, they tap dance on Matty G a little bit, and I don't want to really go down that rabbit hole, especially since you've already addressed it. No need to.
Dude, go ahead. Dude, I didn't even see the video, but can you tell me what was discussed, please?
Oh yeah,
I kind of want to know.
It's as far as encouraging your viewers to expense all of their XRP or a considerable amount towards Proppy. And so then I would assume, so this third party or whoever their network is affiliated with Proppy could acquire back the XRP and potentially, now in return you get Proppy, which could be a dead horse if indeed if I were to buy, let's just say, real estate using Proppy, and then all of a sudden I have to pay another 10 to 20% on expenses to improve the real estate to meet new carbon taxes or codes that are implemented. And so then it's like, okay, now it's almost like the story I told you, where now I gotta send more money out to Bank of China or whatnot due to the protocols or policies that are put in place. There's been a couple times where I was like, Matty G has brought up some, like when he told, I think his viewers to sell, XRP, I think it was back in I don't know, was it February or March, just to capitalize on some gains. But ultimately, I'm not trying to play that game right now, so I just left it where it's at. And so that's, in a nutshell, that's what he mentioned.
So I've been telling people to sell their XRP for Proppy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what I've never said such a thing.
No, and that's the thing. If for me though, and that's why I'm sorry to bring this up, because that's why I try to give the little precursor that I'm not really trying to address this, because ultimately it's our own decision to make any investments, and truthfully, this is just all one big game. So, and it could be that Matty G had a plot or something to get more views or something of the sort, or vice versa.
I mean, it's very nice. Like, I like that his channel got some more views.
Yeah, did you see that? I think there's like 20,000 extra.
It's pretty good, right? So, I mean, I like that using my name helps people, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, good stuff.
What I'll say is that I I don't know, Jordan. Am I still part of the Illuminati apparently and part of the World Economic Forum? I think that was a good one. Shit. I heard that, but no.
Yeah.
I haven't been telling people to sell their XRP for profit.
No. But I personally,
would.
I used my XRP on BitTrue though to acquire Poppy.
Like people. I think. I don't know what evidence he provided because there's none.
No.
He might have just like I think he's a little resentful over a time where I shared a clip and I didn't give him credit by accident to this day because I did call him. I actually called him offline and said, "Yo, dude, it wasn't on purpose, my fault," and I thought it was hashed out. But apparently, he still likes using my name, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, no worries. I
like it.
But what there was
what
some.
I will say. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was some notes. Just trying to change the subject because it's not a big deal for me. I tried to watch a few videos right now for your university so far. I mean, by tuning into Brad and these guys for the past couple of years, I'm kind of somewhat current. But as far as watching the whole video with Martin Vaughn, that was helpful. The whole 200 to 300 week moving average. Looking at the performance of the charts on a macro level was helpful.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Flare? You're saying that they scream Ripple. You think that their guys, David Schwartz, has got his hands in developing that platform?
I said what? Flare screams Ripple?
Yeah, Flare screams Ripple.
Yeah. So, me personally, my opinions on the Flare network, I'm going to put all my XRP, all my Algorand, and all my Stellar immediately on the Flare network upon the launch to earn as much passive income as possible. So that's the level of trust.
Yes.
That's the level of trust I have on the platform. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, dude, that's a risk. And of course, like putting all your crypto anywhere is a massive risk. Personally, I have my crypto stored at 6 different places and 6 different hardware wallets.
Yeah.
Because I don't like compromising. If one gets compromised for whatever reason, then it's like I have the others, right? So I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket.
That's a good idea.
That being said, I think this Flare network opportunity, especially compounded with the Martin Volk Flare finance strategy, will make us absurd levels of capital.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I trust the network. The reason is because no other crypto in the history of mankind from its inception will have been listed on over 50 exchanges, will have as large of an ecosystem as it will with the XRP community, and will never have another update made to it again, right? So that's why it's so powerful. And that's why I'm so confident in it. Like they're taking the time to buffer things out, get it right through Songbird, David Schwartz endorsement, and continue the credibility and backing of Ripple and plenty of other behemoths.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a project that's going to fail, and they're doing it right. Even though we have some, Twitter finger people trying to talk shit because they delay the rollout. I'm sure there's a powerful reason why. They're saying security. Part of me thinks they're waiting for some price appreciation too for the perfect storm. Like that's just my speculation.
That makes sense. Like I think I forget. There's just so much content being poured out, so it's just more of like it could for the XRP network that they want to see the price. The higher the price goes right now, I think it was Brad said it this morning. The greater the multiplier will be on the back end, like for when this goes live potentially.
Wait. One more time? Can you repeat that?
Bradley Kimes, Digital Perspectives this morning said, the higher the value of XRP price or that it gains right now, he believes or thinks this isn't financial advice.
No. I probably believe the same thing.
Yeah, that the higher the price that this price per unit of XRP gets at this time, the greater the value will be on the back end due to the multipliers. Which makes sense. That could be said then for potentially Ripple. I mean, for their equities. For any operations. Like even Newfront, the higher that our valuations are right now, the greater the multipliers are. later on down the road. I'm not too well versed with the whole tech multipliers, but I know that the evaluation of stocks have a greater multiplier than, let's just say, a traditional insurance company's stock would be compared to like an insure tech company. So these are things that I'm learning along the ways, simultaneously with the crypto stuff. So, but anyways, that falls in line with potentially how much or how this would affect then the value of said Ripple at a later date, or XRP. Does that make sense?
No, I'd probably take that same stance, to be honest with you. I think that's something I said on my channel at some point as well. So
Okay.
I definitely,
Yeah.
we're in the same.
Did I hear that you mentioned you didn't receive any you didn't receive any Flare or Songbird?
Oh, no, I didn't say that. What I said is that I haven't claimed my Songbird yet because I had been away from my ledgers.
Okay.
So it's so that part of the security benefit that I get is the inconvenience of having to go to these places to get my ledger.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, for this, I used my Elipal to initiate those that whole, but it's that was so just trying to initiate and correspond with Elipal was a little. I don't know. I think since they're domiciled in Shenzhen or China, so maybe they have representatives that aren't maybe English isn't their first language. It is what it is. So aside from that, let's see here. Capital preservation. That's a big thing that you're a believer in. You mentioned also external variable of Flare when you're talking to Martin. Does this ring a bell, or could you elaborate?
What do you know what? It was the context.
Yeah, it was when you were speaking with Martin.
The collateral.
Yeah,
the collateral.
If the value of XRP were to go up or down while it's being
because this is I know what you mean. So with the Flare network, there's that 2.5x spark collateral that needs to be maintained over the value of XRP, and it makes sense to me. With Martin, I don't remember how he answered, but I think he said, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I'll say is it makes sense to me that they would want the price higher first before they launched the network, just so there's not that spiky initial pump up, so it's like, and the numbers have to change real quick as far as the spark price too. And then the collateral, how does that work exactly? Does more collateral have to be in the network now in order to cover the cost of that XRP value? So that's kind of what I was getting at. It's a lot to think about. Dude, part of the reason I think they haven't launched yet is because they're waiting for the price to go up. Like truly. And people are like, oh, that's speculation. I'm like, oh, screw you. Like, that's what I think is going on.
You think it'll be like a sequence of events where it's, price movement for XRP, some kind of narrative to come out in the media saying that there's, even right now they're pumping the narrative that England or Europe, the UK is behind XRP.
Digital pound?
Yeah, per the digital
London is ready.
Yeah. So that narrative's going out right now, and and I mean, if you guys, if anybody's been following, they would see that the media has only been pumping BTC and Ethereum. So, and then, or if they were ever to give it XRP or a nod, they would refer to it as ripples. And so, but now it's, that's getting cleared up. It's like things are starting to open up towards XRP. Do you think that's like, that's happening, or what are your thoughts?
I think I have people that are very close to what's going on to the case right now, feeding me conflicting narratives, right? So one person has told me that within a few weeks, and this was a few weeks ago, that this case should be settled, which sounds similar to what BitBoy has been saying.
I didn't want to say it.
At the same time, But at the same time, I also have people, I had in Crypto Eddie tell me that Ripple is also preparing to go to trial. And it needs to be said that preparation to go to trial is standard protocol with things like Ripple's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Of course, they're going to prepare to go to trial. Like, they're always right. They dot their I's, they cross their T's. So, I'm cautious. I know for a fact, regardless of anything that happens, that I have confirmation from numerous chart analysts that I trust with my life, including Rob Art and all the backers and cages. We believe we'll hit a minimum price of $10 this bull run, and that's why I've formulated my exit strategy around $10 being a minimum price. We begin to take small profits from.
Yeah.
Even me, I'm only taking 5% profits at $10, right? So that just goes to show how much I believe in this ecosystem. And because of Flare Network, actually, I was gonna take maybe more $10. Now I'm willing to take less because it's like I get so much more money just from the holding and the passive income, and that's the true key to generational wealth, not the tax implication profits. So
That's true.
it's
I think it's just
interesting.
the thought of losing it all. Like if there was, if it was somehow,
In case of what?
I guess a hackers. I mean that's the I guess I'm not well versed enough to I guess point out potential threats. So it's just more of the narrative that
A Flare Network?
of just there might be if there was a bug or what if the agent
Yep.
there was a bad actor and ran off with your
Yeah,
funds?
if the agent can run away with your funds, and that's built into the trustless nature of the Flare Network, where even if that happens, you receive the Spark collateral instead,
Yeah,
right? Which is the equivalent value of the XRP that would happen. So that's what happens.
that's true. Yeah.
So that's why there's the 2.5x collateral. So it wouldn't be beneficial to anyone.
But now it's how easy would it be to exchange that if indeed then XRP was more valuable than Flare at that time? How would you swap that back to XRP, or do you think could that occur where XRP
It
is?
happens. Okay, so if in the event that let's say there's a bad actor on the network that takes your XRP and you're forced to get your Spark, in that event, so now you have more than the value of that XRP in the form of collateral, boom, you get it, right? You can just convert it directly into XRP if you wish. I know there's the conversion, whatever thing, it sucks, but Spark in itself is going to be very valuable as well. So it's not like you receive more than the value you got taken away from you. So it's
That's
not beneficial for bad actors to try and the network. Forgive my French, but truly that's what it is. So now it's like, okay, now you took this, you thought you were gaining money, now you actually now you look like a piece of shit. No one's gonna trust you, and then
There's your social score.
yeah. But there was something you asked right before that. Oh, with a bug and a hack and things like that. That's why we have Songbird, right? That's why we have Songbird to work out the kinks of the network. And so far things have been running smoothly. So they're not gonna launch it until they go through the checklist, right? They're going through the checklist of things right now. And so far, I think, Jordan, can you remind me the checklist and the point on the checklist we're at now, my brother? Can you do that very quickly?
With pleasure. So the first thing was deployment mode with Canadian Network and making sure that the FTSOs, or shall we say the time series oracles, because they're STSOs for Songbird, and that integration was spot on along with the exchanges. So we've gone past that stage. We're now looking at the state connectors and the F assets. So how do we safely and securely manage to wrap F assets onto their network? Now, Hugo announcing during the Uphold interview that he had, a matter of 2 days ago, that Algo will be the first F asset that they bring on to the Flare network. It's safe for all of us to assume that they've tested that and that's gone smoothly. So they've got a few more to tick off. So I'd like, because Algo wasn't set out from the beginning, if I'm correct.
No.
So I'd like to think they've done the originals, XRP, XLM, Litecoin, Doge. They've now tested bringing on a new one, Algo. We're in the final stages. We're in the final stages now.
Awesome.
So
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
Things look like they're running smoothly, but this is what I'm gonna say, right? Ray, this is what I'm gonna say. Me personally, I'm looking to take a very ballsy move right now. This is like I'm looking to have absurd goals in this life, and I'm saying, I think the Flare Network with the way this passive income is going to work, especially from the beginning, I'm willing to take the massive risk of the small, almost, I think, almost impossible potential that there may be a bug on the Flare network. I don't think there will be. But I'm willing to take that small risk to bring it on to the Flare network to mint those F assets, my FXRP, Algo, and Stellar for those rewards, because I think it is that safe and that beneficial. However, I would not recommend, right? Don't listen to what I say, not as I do, right? I would not recommend clients just put all their crypto directly onto the Flare network. It's always better to, it's always better to,
Be conservative.
Yeah. So maybe consider putting a fourth on there, right? If you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, consider putting a fourth on there. And if things go to shit completely, which I don't expect to, but if that possibility does happen, then you can say, all right, I went for it, but I still have plenty of my capital left. If that happened to me, though, it'd be a different story. I'd be very upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would be fine, but I'd be upset.
Absolutely.
So it is a risk that I'm taking, but I believe the reward and the probability of the risk is so unlikely that it's worth it for me. But for you, if you feel more comfortable, maybe a fourth of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liquidated my 401k. So, like that right there.
I'll tell you what, there have been plenty of individuals that have come across my path, right? Have said to me, "Hey, Bull, so I just sold my whole 401k." I'm like, wait. So you came to me here right now to tell me where to put your funds, what for into this shit, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, you know what? It sounds absurd. It's gonna work, but it sounds absurd, and that's why I'm here. It's like, dude, here's what I'm gonna say is I get it. Like, it's like, all jokes aside, like, it's a big perceived risk that we're taking. But I think where this space is going. I think within the 2 to 5 year time horizon that prices will be much higher and that we will be validated and we will be rewarded. But it's just the perception of, holy shit, you're doing something crazy now. Oh, that's scary. Yeah. So it is very scary. And I don't take that lightly, dude. So
no, but it's,
more power to you.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's been considerable growth since then. So, I mean, that's why and then I have the relationships that have been developed as well, interacting with the team at Link2 and being able to participate on their Team Apollo and speak with Greg Kidd and hear what these guys have to say. And I mean, they're in the thick of it. And so, it's just really neat and really, really, really cool to be, right there and converse with you guys here. So I appreciate your time. Next thoughts are with Proppy, you are going to be, it sounds like you're going to be engaged with these guys. I went and signed up to reserve a spot. I got a follow-up from, I think her name is Joanna. And she mentioned that I think there's 100 spots that are available for signing up, but it's got to be for those with real estate brokers, and I'm not one of them. But I do know some, of course, and potentially there's an opportunity to connect the dots, and so and then if indeed XRP and such others succeed, then those should be it should just be a great way to get that, capitalize on that passive income and throw that into some hard assets like real estate. So that's what I'm trying to get on that same level. And then then my next, which leads me to a great question, is you have an operations related to Airbnbs. How many properties do you manage, or are they local to you? Is your philosophy?
So what I would say for you is a good mentor and a good initial resource to go to is Airbnb Automated. Sean, he's an incredible dude. He's taught me a lot through his mentorship program, as far as like the Airbnb rental arbitrage game, which is essentially being able to, without having to own a property, you can still rent it out and then like rent it directly from landlords and then put it on Airbnb, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the reason that it's very powerful is especially for people especially for people who may not be able to get a loan from banks, especially for people with not great credit, because that exists, right? It's like people are suffering. It's COVID, like financial collapse everywhere. So this is a way where if you have capital but not necessarily credit, you could go to town and really accumulate some income streams, and it's a lower barrier of entry way to get into real estate. Now, what I would say is this was ideal for me because I went through really, 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 really bad time, right? like I used a lot of credit cards in order to try and start businesses that failed, so my credit was hit hard for a while. But it's much better now, of course. But it was good for me to start, So
there we go. Congrats.
So that's something to definitely consider. Look up that Airbnb Automated. There's going to be more that I post here, right? Of course, in the transition away from crypto into more diversified streams of income and real estate as an asset class and things like that. Okay. So this is only the first step. Something people need to know about me is that I constantly continue to add to every platform that I have. So
that
not there
generates
yet, but it will.
generating income. You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, good call.
Mhm.
Now, are you have you diversified in or any other assets aside from?
So go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, behind me are a stack of books, and I stumbled upon one of these books called the Linguistics of the Financial Industry. I think it's written by Richard Robinson. He's an executive at Bloomberg, and I've stumbled on it by looking just at his LinkedIn, and I saw that he was an author. Looked at his book, and I was like, shit, man, it's on Amazon. Sure, I'll buy that bad boy. And learning that's what all this basically is getting third parties onto a system or accounting systems that are interoperable, or that data can flow and be measurable across multiple platforms, and but which that means that requires this similar or same language to be adopted amongst multiple industries, or at least some kind of basics. And so that's essentially what's going on with blockchain, or even our agency for Newfront. So which is pretty neat as well. So again, it's I think, like you said, it's a 2 to 5 year horizon. There's no stopping. Everyone's moving towards this way of sharing data, or utilizing, let's just say, like a system like Filecoin to then save your data, or NFTs, whatever the contracts or information is.
Whatever it is, right? Whatever they turn it into, right?
Yeah. So and they're still trying, by participating on some of these Zooms for the hackathons for the Filecoin guys. They're still trying to figure out what they can even do with some of these things. So that's the whole purpose of the hackathon. And so it's just neat to see just on the many different scales and then on the me working for the insurance guys, seeing what the incumbents and their positions are they even willing to quote these risks and such, and so that's been a nightmare trying to a lot of over promising and under delivering, even when trying to quote some of these risks related to your operations, and so or there's limited marketplaces, so interesting things and interesting times, but just trying to figure out how I can, maximize these various platforms like you're working on. I'm trying to generate income and get that going as well.
Like which platform? Like what did you name? You cut out when you said the platform just now.
Oh no, as far as just like yourself, as far as just generating multiple income streams and by various ways. Like look, could be staking, passive income by staking your cryptocurrency, or you created your platform as far as generating income by consulting, your Airbnb operations, whatever other ventures you may have. I'm just saying, you've got your vehicles of generating.
Okay. So I got it, because I'm gonna say right now, Ray, like you impressed me a lot because you're a hustler, bro. First of all, you got some merch and the shit, like you got the pin right now and you got that hat in the background. I like I like it a lot, bro.
Thanks for noticing.
Killing it, dude. Of course, it's the first thing I saw, but I didn't want to say a word until the right time. Like, let me wait till right now to whip it out before we get into the sugar space and everything. So what I'll say is, so something that'll help me in guiding you right now is with those multiple income streams. What current income streams do you have right now? I know you touched on them a little bit, but maybe there's one or two you're hiding somewhere. So let's truly refine. Let's see what's taking up your time, and then let's go to time.
Well, I mean, it would be commercial insurance. That's what my go-to is right now.
Nice. Nice.
And then as well as digital currency. As far as truthfully, I before being as invested as I am with XRP, it was I had a whole bunch of VeChain, a whole bunch of Cardano, a whole bunch of it. But as soon as I saw this case come into effect, I was just like, this is the first horse going through the legal system. So, and plus I'm familiar, these guys are, affiliated with even the people behind my company. And, being a top producer this past quarter, I got flown up to San Francisco to have a nice dinner with the CEOs, and our company just recently merged with another one, and ABD, one of the top 100 brokers in the U.S. And so, but anyways, they insure Ripple. The president informed me at dinner. I'm just like I'm talking to you. I'm like gung ho. Check out this company. Link to. You need to be getting an XRP. Blah 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 blah. He's like, Ray, we insure Ripple, and I was like, of course you do. And but so just seeing that these guys are taking the necessary steps, it's neat to see, and so again, I just think it's only a matter of time, and that's why I'm trying to share your content, create my own content to create another revenue stream if at all possible, because that's that again. Now that I want to ask you, right now I've got this little thing that I've been making attached to my iPhone 11 to make some content, stitch things together, and so trying to capitalize on the interactions that I've had with some of these guys that I've already mentioned. So, and again, it's just because that's what we're moving into, is just sharing content and moving more towards this digital space, and so. I think there's just an opportunity, which you're well familiar of, that just by sharing this content, engaging with these new techs, and keeping your ear to the railroad tracks of seeing what's coming up and downstream, then I think you'll just be in a good spot, and do good.
Very good. So that was a lot, but I'm going to consolidate it into the perfect storm, right? So something I do have to say is that you yourself, you're a powerhouse and you're very well connected, right? Like you're hustling with getting the connections, right? So you just name, you're connected to the dudes I linked to, you're talking to Brad and DAI, you're talking about to a lot of different people. So something you need to do, immediately make a YouTube channel about crypto and a lot of different things. Speak from your field of expertise and your knowledge of the space, right? And the XRP army, we take care of our own, right? It's going to be, forgive my French, it's going to be a bitch when you first start off on YouTube. Like, I did not just get to where I am without like a lot of trials and tribulations, but it's about starting and then reaching out to friends and saying, hey, DAI, Brad, Bull, can you just like from here time to time, like just share call out a video that I made here and there because I need a little hope growth, and that'll be a powerful catalyst.
Yeah.
Then you could get to 1,000 subscribers very quickly, and you're like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
And then
well,
from there, it's about engaging with the audience and putting out consistent content. Because during the peak of the bear market, bro, it was a bitch. I was making 2 videos a day. It was consuming my life, and it was really going to town on it, right? So doing the daily videos for as much as you can to grow, getting to be a part of people's daily routine and habits. That's powerful.
It is.
Right. That's some powerful psychology right there.
And absolutely. So, and I don't think people realize, because they're maybe just stuck looking at Netflix. I mean, no disrespect, because I that's, during college or whatever phases of life like that, I was glued to Netflix or, and now it's like transitioned to where it's, I'm satisfied by just consuming content, by looking at my phone and via YouTube and engaging with you guys 24/7. It's like, this is the new wave. And so, but now it's like, through all of this, through the vehicle of YouTube, you can see that there's some, room for improvement. The whole sharing, the whole advertisements from the scammers is just like, what the f-? And right there, it's like, if people don't. But what's funny is though, through those advertisements are like really great, powerful conversations from like Elon Musk or whoever they are, where it's like, if you just listen to the content, it's awesome, but then don't realize that it's like a scammer, then and you send money, well then that's your fault. But so it's like a hacker is subtly giving you great info, but then when seeing you're stupid enough to send them their money. And so but again, it's like throughout all of this bull, it's like Evergrande, COVID, the ports of Long Beach here, the pipeline. It's just like, dude, it just doesn't all happen at once. Like, and so it's just, this is like maybe, I don't know if it was, what's his face, David Schwartz, who said, this could be, or somebody said this is like the slow down of velocity of money, and then slowly the acquire of the collateral onto the systems and bringing everything on board. But maybe that's exactly what's going on. But and then they got to do it through a legal framework, and this is how they got to do it in real time. And if you're in tune with what's going on, you're going to make a ton of money. But and that's what's going on. Potentially too, because if indeed we're moving into a time where if indeed the 1 or 2% owned all the money moving forward still, then, there's going to be an economic crisis no matter what. So we need to create a vehicle that's going to distribute all this wealth, and what's going to be the vehicle to do that. And so, even through the vehicles of Shiba Inu and all these dog coins, well, it sounds, I don't own any of them, but, I did own Doge like a few months before it took off, which, I was like, whatever. I know it's going to happen for XRP, but it's more of like, these are vehicles or ways of engaging and interacting with and getting the younger crowds to invest and interact with these new systems and pull them on board and bring that value. And so then it's like, that's why Doge and these various vehicles are going to be protected on Flare. Or a way where their value, if they were just all about, maybe just setting it there rather than day trading, or I don't know, playing the market, but this is ways for them to capture some of that wealth as well. So that's why it's like I think it's all part of the game of redistributing wealth, and depending on the
if you take advantage of the opportunity.
but you got to take advantage of it, but you do got to do a considerable amount of homework, or unless somebody like you or me were to just tell a buddy, but even that happened to me with my neighbor here, but then I also had to do some further deep dives to be like, all right, is this guy, looks like he's got some nice toys, a whole bunch of Rolexes, but he wears a fedora. I mean, can I trust him? It's I'm just kidding. I hope you're not wearing a fedora right now, Bull.
No. I'm over here in my boxers, but I'm kidding.
There we go. Hopefully you got your pin. Hopefully you got your pin on your boxers.
Oh no! Stop! We're getting silly.
Good stuff. All right, let's see here. Songbird. I did get my airdrop, so now I'm just I don't know what to do with it, to be honest. So
as far as like delegating your votes and wrapping your Songbird and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So is that only on is the Songbird network then open?
So it is Songbird, the canary network of the Flare network. So essentially what it is that Songbird's the trial, and then if everything goes well, you can still earn passive income with using this, right? But it just won't be the Spark token, it won't be assets, it will just be what's it called? You will be earning passive income regardless, and you'll be able to sell those profits and things like that. Probably what I'll do, I'll probably sell like a portion of my Songbird once I do get it, but I will hold some forever just because it's like I got it for free. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm just gonna. I didn't get a big amount, so I'll probably just hold on to it. What else here? What else?
I like that you had a lot of. I like that you have a lot of questions. It's very powerful. You're gonna ask something else?
Yeah. Let's see. What was I gonna ask? You're in Miami. Some hot spots that you recommend for a young family to go.
Oh, there's a family to go to.
Yeah, family vibes.
Family. No, I would recommend.
Okay, fine. No family.
Stop. So here's what I'm gonna say. So because of your recent comment, what I'll tell you is that myself, I'm launching an aggressively average marriage consulting business because for people. Because listen. I've been telling people we're after this boardroom, we're not changing our wives, we're not changing husbands, we're not doing any of this. We're making sure we keep it in house, we get it together. So I'm here to make sure that everyone stays married, no divorces happen. No.
I'm super lucky. My wife is in the next room right now. She's a keeper. But what are you sharing here? What are you sharing here, Jordan?
Okay, so a Bitcoin ETF has officially been approved. Excellent.
Oh wow,
cool. I'm about to post that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice. Thank you, Jordan. That's very powerful, bullish momentum right now. Very, very powerful.
I love the fact, that's one thing I love about crypto is we can all look at the same chart.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you said that you're looking at cryptorank.io/ATH, and is it Colin Talks?
Yeah, because it one more time?
ColinTalksCrypto.com.
Colin Talks for that indicator?
Yeah, I think those were indicators that you were using, or...
That's one of them. So Jordan, can you link those to the chat very quickly, just because I'm tech illiterate, my friend. There we go. There we go. And so this indicator has been very accurate in predicting the historical peaks for Bitcoin. So as you can see, when that yellow line kind of peaks out and the blue line goes over the yellow line, that is kind of where we see the peak of the bull run. So we still have plenty of runway left.
Yeah.
We could see a very powerful 80K to close to 100K Bitcoin price, which is nothing but great for the rest of the market, because unfortunately, as we know, Bitcoin is still the leader of the space, but when it grows,
do you think Tether will break its back? You think something like along
Not look, that's always an external variable at play, but it looks like they're letting this bull market continue regardless of it. That could be the excuse that they use to end the cycle, right? But we have room to go, right? We have room to go. Oh, look, Jordan, you know what's crazy? Maybe, dude, this is great. This is from today. Nice. So literally on the fly, dude, we're finding new information all the time. So
it was so funny because when I was I hopped on Zoom with DEI and Bradley. We're working on their media liability for their show, and I was completing their apps. Those two were talking about an article that they were reviewing, just like you guys are right now. And it's almost like, for me, when I experienced that, I'm like, hey, dude, this is an opportunity. These guys are just kind of showing me like how you are right now, how you guys operate in one way or another. And so, I did end up starting my own YouTube, but then I started my own Instagram to kind of, have that be a platform for, engaging with my audience, or at least through my network that I currently do. But, it's tough. Like, as you're sure, like, I posted 11 videos so far, and I think I've got, I haven't looked at the back end functions, but it was like maybe like 400 hours or something really small, which is nothing. But for me, it was, it's cool. But it takes work, man. It doesn't just, like you said, it doesn't just blow up overnight. And so, but for me, it's like I'm engaged a whole bunch at work, plus with my wife and child. So it's just like that, those two right there. My wife and I, my wife just had our first our daughter in May. And so that's just been a very time consuming, because she's a beautiful little baby. You want to spend all the time in the world with her.
I saw your Instagram too, so it's very cute.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's a really awesome baby, and we just started putting her in her own room for sleeping at night, and so that's been a little bit of a trial and error, but it's so there's a lot going on. But as I watch you, I'll be watching your videos like at midnight till sometimes 1 a.m. or studying, doing something, reading these books. But I mean, that's what you got to do, and if you want to really understand what's going on and understand the policies or the people, the networks, protocols that are behind the chess pieces. And so, I mean, that's really I feel like that's what's going on. And I don't want to, my mom's so funny. She's 6, I think she's 59, and she's been a stay-home mom, our whole life. And so she's really, really fortunate. And but as of late, for the past couple of years, she's just, since she's got a lot of free time on her hands, that she's just been consuming all this content. Some of it's just out of left field and talking about aliens or whatnot, and just but it's just really neat to see. Speaking of like interplanetary though, but this some of this stuff even ties in what they're trying to say. What I think was it Chris Larson thinking this is like a interplanetary type of currencies like XRP.
Yeah, bro, like it could be.
Yeah,
could be, right?
So I mean, I signed up for the what was it, Elon Musk's little satellite internet. I forget what it's called, but it'll come to me. It's not, they're obviously not in, maybe they're only available in certain jurisdictions or parts of the world, but so not yet here in South Orange County. So, but I'm waiting. I want to be one of those first users. Like I want to be one of the first users of Proppy, but I mean, because there's something to be said. It's like, throughout all this time, a lot of people could be due to external factors where, things are out of their control, which lend them out, not having a job or, on unemployment, or some just choose not to go to work. But throughout this time, you can either just sit back or, really engage. Like it's a trip last year, 2 years ago, I did nothing but rock climb so I'd sell insurance on the weekends. I'd go and rock climb in various parts of the US, and by sitting on these top peaks and looking out, it's like, so beautiful, but you feel so far and disconnected. Like, am I being productive with my time? I mean, if you're like Alex Honnold and some of these guys that can make, generate income off of this, then sure. But really it's, it was great. I got to get that sense of freedom, but now it's like, all right, let's engage and be connected with the system in one way or another, and make money. And so that's what I think this is all about. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it's shit. It's so much. That's such a loaded. Oh, where do I start? Where do you want me to start? You pick. Where do you want me to talk about first?
What are you gonna do when all this blows up? Are you gonna be like a DAI and disappear? Is this what you could? I mean, it's a lot, like you're familiar. You put a lot of effort into making these videos or content on the daily. I mean, do you foresee yourself getting burnt out, or because you want to? Or you also want to spend your personal time in one way or another. You can't do this. I mean, I'm sure you'd love to do this forever and help everyone out, or continue to be creative and spread the.
So I guess I'll tell you a little bit about what my long-term life goal and purpose is.
Perfect.
I'm a big believer in education being the biggest, the most important thing that can help save people. And the current education system is an abomination, a complete scam. It destroys creativity, knowledge, and XYZ 1, 2, 3. I think you know that. It's overpriced for absolutely nothing. Everyone's broke and everyone's stupid, in my opinion. and that's not arrogant. That's literally that's what's going on, right? So it's one of those things where I'm creating this university now, which is like my seed baby, where I could talk about different eclectic ways of becoming an overall entrepreneur. Like crypto is just the main vehicle I'm using right now to get there. But let's see. Aside from that, I want to get into real estate. I want to get into telling people about stocks. Me personally, I'm not great at options, but one of my best friends, he's a beast with options, right? So I'd have him as a guest talking in there about options trading. And then, business creation, trusts, LLC stuff, tax, having CPAs on here, just interviewing them and talking. I want to be a resource for people to be able to educate and empower themselves, and also try my best to help rehabilitate the homeless and reincorporate them into society, because that's something I'm very passionate about as well. I was in a bad place for a while, so I understand kind of the mindset behind what happens there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, kudos to you to be able to pick yourself up and then succeed and be able to circle back and help those that were in the same spots. There's and what all that really will. I mean, you'll find what is that it allowed you to do this is opportunity and grinding or getting gritty. And so, but again, it's all boiled down to opportunity. The company that I started in college, the backpack company, was called Rosa Packs. I have an adopted sister, so when she was 1 year old, we went into the apartment where she went to the foster care from to grab her clothes. There's meth pipes in the tucked in the couches. There was grinded weed everywhere. There was a broken sauna in the living room. Maybe it was for growing purposes, but the house was ransacked, caution tape along the doors. I was 18 at the time.
Crazy.
Yeah, 18 at the time, and so so the house was raided within hours of us going up there, and so but seeing the baby carriage that she was in, my sister had no legs, dirty clothes, trash piled higher than the baby carriage, and so it's like seeing where this baby's life was going to end up versus where she is now, and a resemblance of me and my siblings, and it's just all that it really was defined was just having opportunity. And so my backpack company was we sell backpacks and we donate money towards taking foster kids on field trips. And so we took over 200 kids on field trips, on fishing trips. We took them to the LA Staples Center to go and take slap shots on the ice before watching a Kings versus, I think, the Blues. But that was really neat too. So, I got to go on the ice and do slap shots with these kids, seeing their faces, seeing my sister's face was just awesome. And so, that for me was success in Rosa Parks, and then learning of the monetary system and how things affect globally. I used Alibaba to purchase those and link up with that manufacturer. So it was like, again, it's tech beating the system, and so that's where it's just seeing all of this now 10 years, 11 years later come to circle back is just insane. And so
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It really is. And so it's almost like I felt like, did somebody look at the books of like this through the SWIFT program and see, all right, which one of you sorry fools got screwed? All right, we'll help this guy out.
That's funny. Yeah, I like the way you put that. Which one of these fools?
It's just, but anyways, so then, but it's been, and then when I was in college, I was bartending at one of the restaurants, and I happened to meet.
How old are you right now, by the way? Because you look young as hell.
Yeah, I'm 33, and so when I was bartending, I met this dude, and he looked like he was from did well, and so then he came to the bar a couple times throughout maybe over a few months, and so I recognized his face, and I asked this guy, I'm like, hey, what do you do for work? And he's like, I'm an angel investor. And I was like, well, oh, cool. What is that? And, and he's, I invest in companies and make profits off of their performance and my original investments and so on. I was like, oh, cool. How'd you get into that? He's like, well, I got lucky, I guess. I invested into some domains during the .com boom, and one of them happened to be KBB.com, and so that's Kelly Blue Book, and for viewing the values of cars. And so I was like, oh shit, you owned a Kelly Blue Book at a time, and so anyways, that life experience. Okay, so then Unstoppable Domains comes up, and deep diving into Unstoppable, seeing that they're basically like a registrar like GoDaddy, started seeing peculiarities and hearing some of these guys talking about this stuff, and so I bought a shit ton of those, and so I'm just that.
Dude, I mean, they were probably like cheap as shit, right? So it's like, why the hell not? Like, they're low risk, like. And if they all go to shit, it was fun. If they don't, if one of them hits, oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's like,
what's literally crazy is that the first day that Unstoppable Domains came out, like my Unstoppable domain was gone. Like, I was like, oh my God. I was
really
pieces of shit. Yeah, dude.
They didn't even they didn't protect it for you. They did that for DEI and those guys.
No, I didn't ask, so it's okay.
Well,
bro, I'll get creative.
Exactly.
Trust me.
There we go. And
I'll work around it.
Just buy BitBoys out of spite. But anyway, so but seeing all that stuff and how they protected, when I saw my insurance company or my employer at the time, Assured Partners, was listed on Unstoppable Domains, for $3 million, I was like, dude, there's something going on here. So I was just like, then I started just seeing other things. Man, I'm kind of bummed that they didn't protect yours, or at least you didn't have an opportunity to buy yours. But I mean, again, you'll be able to get creative.
It's all good.
Yeah, but I think, well, and then plus they just came out with this extra extension, like you can probably buy the Bearablebull wallet now, which I guess is like the compliant wallet, which is, I got the Unstoppables the airdrop that they gave out, not too long ago, which was neat. So I used the money that they gave me, and that's when I bought the premium ones. So I mean, some, like you said, were insignificant, and then some were pretty price. And so, but I used that to capitalize on some pretty cool names, which I think that, like, do you believe in gematria and all that stuff, Bull?
I've heard about it peripherally. I don't have time to spend.
No. I don't want you to. You don't need a deep dive. But so, do you think that there's then numbers then or things may represent or play into your decision making at all?
Define what that means, like numbers and
so
things.
Like Unstoppable had a product that was for sale for $9,998, but meanwhile all the other ones are like a fixed amount, 100,000, 10,000, blah blah blah, so on. But I'm like 9,998. I'm like, why would they list something for this amount? Or so then you maybe look up angel numbers or something like that. What do these places? What could the internet provide you by just being inquisitive and so.
Yeah.
Do you think that do you have those types of processes when you evaluate or vet any opportunity?
I don't base things on numerology or things like that, but
Okay.
I will say that I do get synchronicities sometimes. I'm very much a Jungian. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
No, I'm not.
Much of Carl Jung.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of his thought process and things like that. He's a psychologist that started his work with Freud, and then him and Freud diverged, went on different paths because Freud was very much a reductionist. Like, he wanted to essentially reduce things down to like sex and aggression, and then transference and resistances and things like that. To put things simply, Carl Jung liked dabbling in woo-woo complex topics as well, like magic shit. So which sounds kind of weird, but it's like he was very intelligent. Helps explain some hard to articulate phenomena. So I would recommend looking into him a little further. He's
I appreciate
definitely someone who's impacted my perspective. Aside from that, I look at synchronistic events more than numbers, like random numbers that pop up per se. And it's like, there's no coincidences in life. There's no random series of events. Whatever happens was meant to happen in that way. And I have a radical acceptance of that. And sometimes I'll be emotional, sometimes when it comes to bad events, but without a doubt, it's humbling to see how the universe plays out, right?
It really is, Bull. It really is. I mean, without taking up more of your time, but like as mentioned, that's how even me and my wife met, and just weird things have been occurring over the past. Even I'm sure if looking back forever, you can say things happen specifically for peculiar and the right reasons. I always think my philosophy is things settle as they should, and so. And that's I tend to believe that, and so down to my core, and so I think that there's a written not a written plan, or maybe there is, but maybe you have the power to rearrange those words. But like the DAI says, words mean things, and I think that and if that's the case, then so do numbers, and so. But again, I don't base everything off of, like you said, numerology or such. Maybe I wasn't too really familiar with what synchronicity is until like listening to somebody like Zen God, or also on YouTube, and talking about it with some friends. So it's just, but I do think it's powerful, and as we proceed, things just seem to be happening.
Clicking, right?
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah, and it's just a trip, man. So I just want to keep following my gut and playing the game and deep diving. And so
Now, something I'll ask you is, do you have a Twitter account?
mine is Ray Fuentes,
With
R-A-Y.
Ray Fuentes.
Yeah, RAYFUENTES with four ones, 1111.
Nice. Ray Fuentes. It says, so it's
ES.
RAYFUENTES.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
111.
It's Ray underscore Fuentes 111.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, so that's my personal one.
I mean, the reason I asked is because Twitter is the most powerful platform when it comes to the crypto space, in my opinion, to be able to crowdsource information at lightning speed, and I can't understate that, I can't overstate that.
And that's why I'm appreciative of your program too, because you do a lot of that sourcing already, like even from your from the Twitter feed within your platform. I think that's killer too, because now like as you said, where you've created your algorithm for Instagram to feed you good stuff. Well, like in various ways, I'm doing the exact same thing. We're plugging myself in ways to access this information in real time as streamlined as possible. And so
that's what it is, bro. Because it's like my Twitter algorithm is formulated to make sure I make as much money as possible, and I see all the information I need to see as quickly as possible. It's news outlets, it's CEOs and investors and chart dudes and deep divers and all the dude, you can't even imagine.
For my Instagram, I went to yours, and I just went for the one that I'm creating right now, or the YouTube channel. It's called Welcome to Salt Creek. The Salt Creek is a beach right down the corner where spent a lot of time growing up, and so I just thought that, and like I met a buddy I haven't seen in so long. Flies his drone and creates recordings, and so we connected, and he's like, Raymond, I want you to see my work. He was from my church group. Like everything, like I said, is just like it's just. The universe is bringing people back or whatnot. And so anyways, he gave me his USB drive and said, like, look at my stuff. And I was like, sure, dude. And so meanwhile, I'm talking to the Link2 crew, and they're like pitching this idea that I have about making a YouTube. And then meanwhile, this guy falls back in my life. And so I'm like, why don't I try and incorporate some of that vibe from the recordings of his drone footage into the intro to my video, because and why don't I call it Welcome to Salt Creek? And so it seemed like everything felt right. But I mean, but as you're aware, it's tough to get. It's not like a name or this content's just going to develop overnight, but at least it gave me a starting point. It helps me define who I am, and it all happened, like you said, in a synchronistic type of way. And so then I started. So that's what I'm working on right now, is like a side piece of is creating this platform for sharing, the engagements that I've had through this crypto experience, shedding light on technological advances, may it be through the blockchain or whatever products, even products listed on Link2. Plus my family vibes, like the journey of me and my family, my wife and, my daughter so far, but hopefully we add some more to the squad. But again, so like you said, create content that's around, sharing this crypto stuff, things that are timely, and then making it personal by adding my family vibes and values. And so I'm working on all this stuff right now in real time. It's just there's only so much time in the world. and so that's why I'm like, man, I want this to blow up with XRP ASAP, so that I can start utilizing my time in ways that
doing the good stuff. Yeah, it's everything else that we're using this to make sure we can do everything else, right? So it's like, love crypto, but it's like, oh my God, come on.
Like what the heck? Gosh. It's we believe in it, but I just think it's maybe there's like DAI asked me, he's like, Raymond, do you think this is like a farce, or do you think this is corruption, or is this a movie or is this corruption? I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I think it's both. I mean, I think it's probably been corruption going on for a while, or there's these systems in place that can help manage and probably trim the fat, and which would maybe include some of that, and some people are going to make money throughout this, and maybe that we're on the wrong side, but who knows? It's just at the end of the day, all of this is going to happen because the tech is here, and people have put a lot of money into this, so it's going to improve many industries, or even many countries. So I just think it's a series of events probably need to occur, which like you said, it could be involved with Tether, or maybe something further with the U.S. presidency. I don't know, but it's. Or
there's a lot.
Shocking
a lot of external variables at play, man.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
And so it's just like, can I ask you, what are your thoughts on the vaccination?
I'm not a fan. I think people can do as they please.
Absolutely.
I'm not a fan of the mandates. Me personally, I see what I see going on is very World War II, Nazi Germany-esque. The reason I say that is because that's literally what I studied. My independent field of study for a long time was Nazi Germany. Now it's China, Stalin's Russia, and how these authoritarian regimes all got started. So what I see now is medical tyranny, and it's not based on science. I'm very frustrated by individuals that, are very pro-mandate and are not a big fan of seeing the other side of the argument. It's obvious to me that they censor the other side of the arguments, and that brings a lot of it's bad. It's bad. It's a lack of access to information and people being propagated into this new system, and it's sad. I don't think it's their fault, but it's frustrating, because people aren't willing to listen. And at the end of the day, they'll try and put a stigma around the people that choose for themselves not to take anything, and then they'll talk negatively about those people. But at the end of the day, those are the people that are losing their rights, right? So it's being an outcast from society, and you can't do shit, right? So it's a two-pronged attack. It's a no-win. It's very sad. I don't have it. I'm not gonna get it. I've taken a hard stance on it. I'm very afraid of what that shit could do to me. Just because if it worked, it'd be a different story. It's like, okay, we're getting rid of COVID. Yeah. We ain't getting rid of no COVID. So what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the mandates are for, but it is what it is, right? So.
Yeah.
I'm honestly helping people create income streams from being able to invest in crypto to replace their jobs because they're getting laid off from this shit. So it's crazy, right? It's literally crazy. Like, I'm teaching people how to set up some strong nodes to make some passive income in this shit.
Yeah, like, that's one thing I'm not well versed on is the nodes.
It's the saddest thing, man. But what I will say is that, are you signed up for the university? You are already?
Yeah, I think that comes included with the VIP.
Yeah. So the only reason I asked is because there are plenty of interviews on there already. A Kevin Cage interview, Crypto Eddie,
I saw that.
Martin Volk, Rob Art. We had two masternode experts on there as well. I don't know if you saw that, but please do if you haven't already. Mm-hmm. They both each passively earn 6 figures a month through just running masternodes. So
I think the only thing fearful for me is, which I am going to watch those two, because I've only watched the Kevin Cage, yours with Martin Vaughn, but and then other just content unrelated to yours, but that's one thing I need to get more connected with. But I feel like I don't have the right systems in order to run these nodes, and for me, I'm not really tech savvy, or about the gear required. So I mean, I'm sure I can get it by just really reading and absorbing the information. Mm-hmm. So But
It's not too. Don't overthink it. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, Bull. Well, it's been a pleasure, sir. I greatly appreciate your time. You as well, Jordan.
Ray, you've been a breath of fresh air, man. I love that energy. Nothing but positivity and readiness to learn and talk. And dude, trust me when I say this is only the beginning of this journey. Like we're constantly going to continue having new guests and more information. We have King Solomon coming very soon. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And FTSO.au, the CEO of FTSO.au.
What's his name?
Santiago.
Yeah.
Santiago Velez. No, that's not the FTSO provider's name. Jordan, what is his name? Can you give him?
Emma O'Reilly. I'll bring up his Twitter for you, buddy. He's probably the only FTSO CEO.
Yeah, I liked having to listen to what the FTSO AU guys had to say, and I was trying to find his Twitter handle or whatnot, just so I can listen to his information again. Because when I do delegate my votes for Flare, I want to of course delegate to their node.
Yeah.
But I just want to learn more about it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So we will be having an interview with him, Santiago Velez as well, who's been a powerhouse pioneer in the crypto space. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have, and finally, we do have Quincy Jones in the queue.
Nice.
Ready. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I like him. He's a good guy. Awesome. Well, I'm out of here. I appreciate your time, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you at the top.
One final thing.
Oh, yeah.
One final thing. Do you have platinum support ready on Discord?
I do. Yes, with the diamonds, I believe.
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, and there any question you need within 24 hours, we'll get right back to you. All right, my brother?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks, Bull. Awesome, guys. Oh, wait, before you go, I gave my shirt size. Am I expecting like a nice Bearablebull tee?
Oh, dude, so you're the first person that asked. Here's what I'm going to say. I've had a lot of merch lined up in the background. Just wait. I don't want people to spend money on merch yet, but I had some trial merch ready on standby. That's pretty good. That says aggressively average all over that shit.
Awesome.
So, aggressively average.
I can't wait.
So he's sending aggressively average t-shirts to people.
Awesome. I can't wait to be aggressively average.
Without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt.
All right, guys. I appreciate your time. Love you mucho. Talk to you later.
Much love.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.